Hello, and welcome to another episode of Latina Life with Jen and Milena, a platform or rather a destination for all to hear about the inspirational and empowering stories from our community of Super Latinas. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, and join us on Instagram at Latina Life Podcast. Okay, so it's been a while since we've had just a conversation with just the two of us, Milena, right?
Yes,
So
it's been a long time.
it's been a bit. So we thought, like, for all our friends, our Latinas, our primas, and hermanas out there, we thought, why not kick off a new season with some reflection? So let's reflect on what's going on in the industry right now.
Absolutely. There's a lot of changes. I feel like a lot of people feel it, not just, our friends, but the entire industry. I mean, I think it's very obvious that there's no jobs right now and everybody is trying really hard to stay afloat. So, like, what do you do? I mean, we're two very lucky women who still have our jobs, and our shows have not been canceled. And we have been in a situation where, you know, people are asking for help. And this is that moment where it's like, you have to ask for help, right? I know so many people who I haven't heard from in so long, which I'm sure you have too,
Mm.
asking for a reference or can you pass forward my resume? And I think those are things like I'm very happy to do if I can, because,
Mhm.
and if I know them and I know their work ethic and I know how they are and stuff, because you don't know if you'll ever be in that situation.
Right, absolutely. And I think sometimes as Latinas, there's a little bit of pride that's involved, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
when, I mean, I'm sure with anybody, but I know specifically for myself speaking and our community, sometimes it is a little embarrassing to ask for
Mm-hmm.
help. It's embarrassing
Yeah.
to say, what happened. And, I'll be honest, like I was in that situation, as you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's reflect back in
Mm-hmm.
a little over a year and a half ago, I was laid off.
Mm-hmm.
And, hi everyone, I don't think I told everybody that. But a lot of people, I do have to say, there was probably a few select people I didn't tell because I was embarrassed. But for the most part, I did that day when it happened. This is what happens, everybody, when you get laid off. I mean, with most companies, you get like, you've got X amount of time to just get your things and blah, 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 and your email's going to get turned off. And so during that time, you need to reach out to everybody whose contacts you have and just say, my journey here has ended and
Yeah.
I will be in touch with you about my next, step. And this is how to reach me.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be afraid of doing that. I'm giving you advice right now. Don't be afraid of doing that because, that's what everybody does. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
does that. You've got your relationships, you have your relationships that extend beyond, work, that enter, into life and to personal as well. Especially if you're really good and you've been doing what you do for like years. And these people are your friends. And
Yeah.
so I
And
think
being let go doesn't mean you did something bad. Being let go, like,
exactly,
the show is cutting back, which is what's happening. So many people are losing their
exactly.
jobs because there's just no money to keep these jobs afloat, and
Correct.
they're giving the people that are left more work. So
Right.
it doesn't have a reflection on you as a person. I just think that's something very important because you didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly. And that's what you're so right because you can get lost in that. People can get lost in that and think, what did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to, as hard as it is, take a step out of that perspective, that little bubble, and just be objective, about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, yes, it hurts. And listen, it's bitter. It's nobody wants to leave like that. I didn't
No.
want that to end that way. I mean, everyone would much rather be the person leaving than being told to leave.
Yeah.
But it's how you react that will influence how the path that you're going to go forward on,
Yes.
right? So it's how you and also most importantly, this is why I truly believe no matter how much we love our jobs and our careers, it is truly important to know that you cannot get your happiness 100% from that job because
Mm-hmm.
you're a whole person. So many times, don't we get swallowed up with our jobs? We get swallowed
Yeah.
up. That becomes our life. And we need to take a step back. We need to have that. I know it's so hard to have that work-life balance. We need to be able to say, no, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to
Yeah.
go to that wedding. You're so good at that. You're good at that. You're always so good at, you go to like the bridal showers, the brunches, the baby. It was either family at home and work. And
No.
yeah, and that's, that is bad because you need to grow as a person. So when something like this happens, um, you're okay. Like
Yeah.
you're not going to be curled up in your bed crying because there's no other things you can do. When it happened, I have to say, thankfully, I had been helping somebody on a volunteer basis with a project that she was working on. We'd been podcasting. So I was able to, like, okay, it happened. I had to get out of bed. I had two things I had to do because I
Mhm.
have responsibilities. And it was a definite lifeline because it made me realize that I was more than just what that job is.
Yeah.
So then that's what we all have to realize too. Make time for yourself, make time, lean into what you like, into who you are, be authentic, and you will realize that the path will open up for you. I know it sounds crazy. People told me that. I thought, okay, come on, such BS. But it is so true.
Yeah.
I mean, haven't you seen, Milena, because you have worked at different places as well. When you lean into that, you kind of like sow the seeds for your garden to come, right? And you're
Yeah.
exactly. And so without me realizing it in the years, as you go on and with your relationships, those relationships come full circle to help you
Hmm.
back. I can't tell you how many people, I joke, how many people I was so lucky to just have reach out to me, take me out to lunch, have a
Hmm.
call, take me out to you guys, you and our friend,
Yeah.
Paul prop me up. Like, we're going out to dinner
Yeah.
and you're coming out. And for people who are friends with someone who is going through a layoff, looking for a job, and you don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah.
I was surprised by the people I thought were friends that never reached out.
Right.
And the people surprised me, this whole community of not just friends, but people within the industries, managers, publicists, producers, people at different shows. I mean, just reached out to help me. And you were telling me, well, of course, Jen, why wouldn't they? You're a good
Yeah.
person. And that goes back to be a good person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So,
because people will remember those things. So I think that's really important, which is why I'm saying I think it's not anything you necessarily did or do, but it's it's just a business. At the end of the day,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
business and it's about money, and a lot of people are going through it. A lot of people are being affected right now. A lot of people don't get these raises or these going to the next level because we're just not there, right?
Right.
Just as a
Mhm.
whole. And things are changing. The TV industry is moving into a different direction. Streaming, we're going to see this in a couple of years, I'm sure of it, where broadcast television is going to look different for us. How? I'm not sure, but it's all evolving. And I just think we have to figure out how to go with it and be part of it.
Mhm.
And I mean, really the messaging here is like, if you're in this situation, ask for help. There isn't really anything wrong with that, right? And there isn't anything wrong with, you know being persistent, seeking out and trying something that you didn't think you could not do. You know what I mean? I think like you people are so stuck with like, this is the only thing there's that I can do. But it's like, God forbid if it were to happen to me, I would take anything just to be part of the industry still. Do you see what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I don't think I'd just be like, oh, I one particular thing. I'd be like, no, you know what? I'm open to, you got to be open for
Yeah.
a new kind of job, you don't know what you can learn out of that or what that could turn into. So I
Mhm.
think too, people need to be more open with the change that you're being presented with. I think
Mhm.
that that is another thing too. Because we have been seeing so many changes.
Exactly, exactly. So it's very important to be, like you said, to be able to like pivot
Yeah.
and like because of those changes, maybe you start off as a you were a producer, but maybe you want to go somewhere more internal that is dealing with, I don't know, DEI, like,
Or publicist or
right.
something in that realm. You just don't know, because I think you got to just give yourself an opportunity to seek what else is out there and not so focused on the one thing that you know that you used to do, because we do so much that we don't even realize how much we do
Mhm.
in everyday work.
Exactly, exactly. So for everybody who's out there like in this position, let's say they have been laid off, um, what should they do? What are the tips that we can give them in regards to, because we said, okay, don't be hard on yourself. It wasn't you.
Hmm.
You were laid off. You're not fired. It's not because you
Hmm.
did anything wrong. It's because there was a lack of budget. That happens every single company and happens in every single industry. We've told the friends, don't be afraid to reach out.
Hmm.
Reach out the helping hand, have a conversation. But for the people going through it, listen, it's a job to find a job.
Yeah,
So,
LinkedIn. I mean, you got
mhm,
to just put yourself out there.
mhm,
LinkedIn, networking, showing up to places you probably don't want to show up to, networking. I mean, really, it's in this industry, it's also about selling yourself and
yes,
where you can find people, because the search, daily on the computer is something you have to do, but doesn't necessarily mean, you know, not going and seeing people and seeing what else is out there is also good. I think just maintain,
yeah.
you know, the networking aspect of it. It's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just having those conversation with friends, and sharing information, I think, with each other. I
Yeah,
kind of feel like the more you share information, the more information you get, you
right,
know, because it's like one person might know, oh, they've got an editor position, coming up. And maybe you're not an editor, but guess what? It's for a new show that they're
right.
thinking about launching in the fall. So, oh, there might be more positions. So, whatever information you have, like share it with your friends, with the community, the people you're talking to, because that will help you, I think, in the long run. Trying to just hold it close to you doesn't really help. You'll just close yourself off.
Yeah,
That's my feeling,
absolutely. I
right?
definitely think, like, yeah, and then just like LinkedIn has been, it's completely evolved. It's changed into this whole different animal now. And I know so many people use it for their benefits of job seeking and stuff. So I find that to be something that there's so many resources there as well, from coaching, how to do interviews, how to, um, fix your resume, how to like
Yeah.
get it in front of people, keywords, all those things. There's just so many learning tools out there that I think that even though you feel lost, those are things that you can start doing to help yourself and help your friends. And because I'm always like, oh, I saw this on LinkedIn, let me pass this over or whatever. It's definitely something that I've noticed, and people that have unfortunately lost their jobs are doing right now.
And actually, you've hit the nail on the head in regards to LinkedIn. I know everyone's like, oh, I never get a call back from LinkedIn. Listen, look for that position. What company is it with? Go to that company's website, apply directly. So you bypass LinkedIn, right? Apply directly. Look at that company's, who do you know at that company? Like you said, your friends. Submit it the way you submit it, but like Milena says, talk to your friends, get that resume in your friend's hand so that
Yeah,
person can then get it to that person. It's like it's a multifaceted strategic plan that you have to do. And I laugh about it, but I've been there. We have been there, so we know what it's like, but this is
yeah,
what helps you
yeah,
completely do it.
absolutely.
And then your resume, as tedious as it is, have that update it. But when you update it, know you're going to update it again for each different position. And you
Yeah.
definitely want to have those keywords in your resume. The keyword, look at the job description. What are the keywords they have there?
Mhm.
Put it in, because that's what's going to pop with the recruiter.
Yeah,
That's right. Exactly. And
yeah,
that get to the next phase.
absolutely, absolutely. So I think that that's, you know, one of the ways that I've seen the industry change. And obviously, we're heading into, we're going back into award season. So what
Mhm.
has changed in awards? I mean, the Emmys is the first one. We finally get to see some Latinas on
I'm so
the
excited.
docket. So they are finally showing up. We are finally being heard and seen. Because you have some fun facts, don't you, about the
Oh my
Emmys
gosh, I
then?
have some fun facts. So everyone knows the Emmys will be September 15th, airing on ABC. I'm so excited. I love it. One of my favorite shows. Um, First, let's talk about some of the nominees, right? And then we're gonna
Mhm.
get like some. So I'm so excited. I know because when we talked about this a year ago, Selena Gomez did not only got nominated as executive producer for the show last year,
Mhm.
right? So this year, when she was nominated for lead comedy actress for Only Murders in the Building, that was so she got nominated for last year. Of course, we were all over the moon, like finally, because that was our gripe last year. How could
Right.
she not? She was so overlooked. And I remember we talked about this. Is it because of the voters? Who are these voters? I mean, because how could you not know who Selena Gomez is? She has like, I don't know, 300 million Instagram
Followers.
followers.
Yeah.
She's a global entity, right? So, and her work on that show is just so great. And of course, we're just huge fans and strong supporters. And she just is such a great representation for all of us on so many different levels. So kudos to Selena. Congratulations, felicidades. We're so happy, as you can tell by my rambling. But then Sofia Vergara,
Yep.
lead actress in Griselda. I mean, you saw the show. I mean,
Yes.
wasn't she amazing?
She
Right?
she listen, she is definitely representing for everybody, for us. So I think right then and there, that is great because not only did, like, this was her baby.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
was. It was her baby. I mean, from everything from behind the scenes to like the front of the camera, she was involved in, hands down.
Hmm.
And it was so great to just see her as a different person. She was not Gloria from that first, like, remember the first episode, how she walked in, how she carried herself. Like, I mean, true craftsmanship right
Yeah.
there. I knew it was going to be something special. And then just watching, the whole series was fantastic. Just seeing how her character evolved. So happy for her that she's getting this recognition. Liza Colon Zayas, supporting comedy actress for The Bear. I
Yeah.
mean, who doesn't love Tina on The Bear?
Yeah. She's great and having her moment. She's been in the industry for a very long time. And, it's hitting that one project. And that is, I mean, I've seen her in so many different things. And now she gets to have this moment. And I think that's a wonderful thing. So, and the fact that it's women of all ages.
Yes, I love
So
that.
I love that too, because I think,
Yeah, because she's in her
you're not
50s.
over your prime after a certain age. That's just isn't true.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
happening.
And
So I'm
then
happy.
Yeah, and then relatively new. I mean, I would say because obviously we knew about Selena and her and their body of work and Liza and Sophia, but from Baby Reindeer, supporting actress Nava Mao. And then we have guest drama actor. I guess he's not a Latina, but a Latino, so we'll give him props, Nestor Carbonell. So from Shogun for
Yeah.
Shogun. So, so that's amazing. I'm so excited, to see these people in front of the camera. Oh, and I should mention, because I think there is Isa Lopez, who is the executive producer for True Detective. Hopefully I'm not getting that wrong. I really need to look that up. But um obviously just in regards to being someone behind the cameras, so we can have some representation there. I just wanted to give her a shout out. I'm gonna look her up before we get off to make sure I have it correct. But so super excited to see all of them. But speaking of the numbers, the reason why I'm a little, flabbergasted by this is the fact that Latinos were less than 6% of the submitted candidates. Okay. And the acting ballots whoever they are, but the actors that were
Hmm.
submitted was like 1,957. Only 6%.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you walk out the door, you see a Latino. I don't
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
how are we so low in numbers and this huge, like progressive, innovative, creative industry that's got content not only on the big three, ABC, CBS, NBC, but all the platforms, all the streamers. I mean, it boggles my mind.
Yeah. It's we're not there yet, which is why, we all just have to continue working hard and trying to make those changes.
And that's why when we say, let's say there is a change in your career trajectory, something that you're not, were expecting. Take a moment. It's a
Hmm.
breather. Maybe you need to pivot and do something else. Maybe you need to do something else to help represent within the industry behind the scenes,
Yeah,
right? And I
absolutely.
only say this because according to the National Hispanic Media Coalition, they believe the Emmy nominations are an important step toward closing this gap in representation, which I agree. That's good. And I'm glad, obviously these are major categories that our Latinos are being nominated for, and we're seeing them and they're representing us. But the National Hispanic Media Coalition has said that Latinos have only won 10 Emmy Awards across the organizations, and this is the Emmy Awards, 76 years.
Hmm.
In 76 years, only 10 Latinos have won Emmy Awards.
Hmm.
I am just floored.
Yeah, but
I
I'm not
just
surprised. It's
I
just
just can't believe that. I'm like, how can it be? I'm like, that's it. Like, even behind the scenes, even I don't know, camera work. How about costume design? What about script writing? Even
right.
that.
Even
We're
that.
even that.
Hmm.
I'm on that. So we still have a lot of work to do, but I also think it's like for anyone going into the industry, know that representation behind the scenes, costume design, tech, editing, cinematography, sound, that is just as important in order,
Absolutely.
it's just as important for our community. So think about those areas. Think about those areas, all you youngsters, going to college and starting your careers. Think about that because honestly, it's an exciting industry that needs our representation in there. And hopefully it will, close the gap even more. Hopefully there'll be more nominees next year.
Hopefully, we will be making sure to do a recap for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, and oh, I did want to see, I just wanted to make sure that was right in regard. Did you watch True Detective? That
I,
show was so good.
I did. I did
Oh,
watch.
how amazing, right?
All of them have been really good. So yes, they have been really good. And also, while you're checking that, we have to talk about Hispanic Heritage Month, which is coming up. And for all of those that listen, let us know who you want us to have on. I want to know, like, what are you interested in? Who do you want to hear from? Who do you want some kind of story from? There's so many people that I'd love to have on. It's just a matter of timing and can we and schedules, but I think it would be great, especially if September 1st, like let's get going with who we want to see and who we want to talk to, right, Jen?
Yeah, I mean, people have been good in the past about DMing us, so fantastic. Give us your ideas because we definitely want to share those stories in your from your community, from your industry, people, women that you have seen that, are just bosses and that have been
Hmm.
helping the, community, helping other people, helping you, having an impact. We want to shine a light on them. So definitely help us
Let us know through Instagram, latinalife.com, at Latina Life. Just let us know who you want to hear from, and we want to try to get it for you. Because I think once we have, like, we know what people want to know about, I think that'll be something we could go after.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And then, one quick note. So Isa Lopez, yes, I was right, but just wanted to note she's the showrunner for True Detective Night Country, and she was triple nominated for directing, writing, and producing. So thank you
Yep.
to Isa for
Yep.
all her work, and of course the Academy for recognizing it, the voters. I'm
Yep.
so glad because that was an amazing show, but triple threat right there.
Yep.
So amazing. I hope she wins. I hope she wins all three of them.
Me too.
Um, But then going back to Hispanic Heritage Month, I mean, she's one person we should talk to. I think we
Yep.
should definitely reach out to her. We do want to shine a light and give a shout out to two Latinas who we know and who are definitely impressive. The first Anna Martinez, our Super
Mhm.
Latina, who
Who
we
we've
actually
had on, and
interviewed.
you listen to the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah, absolutely. Because so she's the producer for all the Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremonies.
Hmm.
She had a really great story about she got that position and her career and the twists and turns. So definitely look up that story again and listen to it because it was really inspirational and so much fun. So she is still doing her Walk of Fame ceremony. She's got some really great ones coming up, so you can look that up on their website.
Hmm.
Another person
Without
that
her, you're not getting a star.
without her, you're not getting to start. And talk about rubbing elbows with every single like star in the universe. That's her. I mean, she deals with, I mean, it's really known on an international level, not just like the
Hmm.
local level here in Hollywood or nationally, like international. You have international teams, crews, outlets coming to cover all these different stars because, it's not just it's stars for TV, film, radio, plays. I mean, all sorts of things that just runs the gamut, and it's international. It's on an international level, so
Yep.
it's fantastic. It's amazing, and she impresses me with every single ceremony that she does. So, shout out Anna Martinez, Star Girl.
Yep.
Uh, so another person who hopefully we'll have on the podcast soon is Julie Estrada. And Julie, we both know because you and I worked with her when she oversaw the communications for Legoland down
Hmm.
in San Diego, which absolutely,
Hmm.
oh my God, that's just a place I could go back to all the time because I also have nieces and nephews, so it's just great. It's perfect for the family. But Julie is currently the public relations director for covering North America for Merlin's Entertainment. And basically, it's this one company that oversees properties like Legoland, Peppa the Pig, Madame Tussauds, wax figures. I feel like I'm forgetting some other places, but it's an international company, and Julie has been there for, I mean, a long time and has done impressive work across the gamut globally
Hmm.
um, with them. But anyway, so you go ahead. You tell me what you think of Julie.
No, I mean, I've only met her socially and stuff, but I do know that she works with a lot of my friends like yourself, but I know she works with a lot of other people that I know. And, you got to just think about like she is a powerhouse behind what she does. And I think, and she's Latina and she's representing. And I know that if she's worked with other friends of mine who are also Latino, and she definitely never disappoints. She's always been very on point with things that were they've been looking for. So I just think it's just about shining a light on these amazing women, which I really want to hear from our people to see who do you want to hear from, right?
Yeah, let
So
us know.
yeah, I
Perfect,
think
because we
that
can't wait to tell their stories.
yeah, absolutely. So we will be back sooner than
Yeah.
later, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you got some good takeaways. Hope you were entertained. Hope you had some, fun listening to us. And until the next time, besos y abrazos. Remember, listen to us,
Yeah,
right? On Apple, iHeart, Spotify. We are there.
yeah. And we're gonna drop
And
a question on Instagram today. Who do you want to hear for Hispanic
yeah.
Heritage Month? So let us
Mhm.
know. We will
Follow
be
us.
watching.
Yep. Latina Life Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Bye.
Until the next
Ciao.
time. Bye.